Hi, it's Ariel, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about motivation versus fatigue. So today had the experience when I was going to take my dog out for a walk. Usually, I want to go for a walk, and then I have to decide if I can or not. Today, I just kind of didn't feel like it, and I thought, wow, okay, so there's a difference between being unmotivated to do something and just straight up fatigue. And I thought maybe some people don't realize that someone with a chronic illness who has fatigue, the way they make their decision or why they make their decision to do something or not to do something. And so I realized they're very different. And maybe it's helpful for people to understand that, at least in my case, as someone who has major fatigue, I don't make the decision of whether to do something or not based on if I want to or not. Because most of the time, like 95% of the time, if there's something that I plan to do or try to do, even if it's going to the, like, literally to the store for like one item, that will be something that I have to really think about. And I have to decide, and usually I actually want to go. For me, going to the store or something is really nice because I don't usually have much social contact, and so I can go for a few days with seeing one or two people, and that can be really hard. And so actually doing something like that is actually really fun to me. And so I would love to be able to go to the store, and instead I have to have someone else go and buy my groceries for me. So if there's a time that I think, oh, maybe I can go, I will then have to make the decision based on, can I go? And I just realized some people might not know that difference because in general, people might just not feel like doing something. And that's totally valid. But there's just such a difference with that of when I make a decision not to do something and it's because of my fatigue. It has nothing to do with my motivation or whether I want to. And I say this because I think in the early parts of my illness, there were people who would just kind of encourage me to push. And that is something that is actually very damaging when you're someone with an illness, especially if you have an undiagnosed illness, as I did for a long time, where it's progressing and you're not able to do anything to change it because you don't know what's wrong. Then if you keep pushing, you will just get sicker faster. And that's something I realized after a while. And so the only way to not get sicker is to stop and to do what I call preemptive rest. So before I get exhausted, I have to decide not to do something, not after. Because if I do that, then I will go backward and I will be sicker the next day, the next hour, whatever it is. And that's just really different. And sometimes people are just not wanting to do something. And I literally almost all the time, if I plan something, I want to do it. And I get extremely disappointed if I can't. And that's actually one of the reasons it's hard to plan things. Because I get really excited about the idea of doing something, even if it's going to the store. Like, I will just be looking forward to it. And then when I can't, I get very disappointed. And so that's so different than not having the motivation or not wanting to do something. As well as if you don't have the motivation, sometimes people think it's good to do it anyway. And maybe if someone's just having a little bit of a bum day, and I'm not talking about severe depression here, that's something you need to get help with. And just pushing yourself doesn't necessarily help anything either. But in this case, if you're just kind of like not feeling too motivated to do something, but your friend says, no, come on out anyway, and it's like, okay, and you go and have fun. That's a little different, or it's very different. For me, if I decide I can't, I usually really want to, and I have to make that decision based on what is going to be best for me. And usually for me, it's at the level of, at this point, is it going to be damaging to me to do this? Am I going to have to stay in bed all day tomorrow because I do this? And I've learned that with my health, that actually can damage me progressively more. So it's really important not to push. And I just thought that maybe sometimes people don't know that that's really where I'm coming from when I am not able to do something. And I think that would go for things like work and, going to the grocery store. Like I said, I would love to go buy my own groceries, actually. Like, really. Like I don't know if people believe that, but like, I really would. I would love to talk to a cashier, I mean, it's like, that's human contact. Like, that's nice. And I would love to have a job that felt purposeful. And when I'm really sick and I'm lying in bed with my eyes closed, I think about how much I would like to be doing something, and it can be just about anything. I mean, we're talking about, like, I would even like to go to the gas station and get my own gas, because that would give me 20 minutes out of the house. And that would be so nice. And that's just so different than not wanting to do something. And just not having the motivation, and just the idea that maybe it's better if you just go ahead and do it. And in this case, there is an extreme difference, and it's completely the opposite, where actually it's much better if I am not going because I think I shouldn't. I should actually be or more hesitant to push myself and really think about it before I do something. Because, like I said, it can be, like, damaging to your health to push yourself too hard. So I just thought that might be interesting for people to know.